Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing this VW bus mold, and as you can see, it's got stuff in it from the last time I used it, so I'm just gonna give this a quick clean out, and I'm actually gonna be applying mica powders to this, so like I did last time. So if you're new here, please, if you would, hit the like and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get all future uploads. And if you're returning here, I appreciate y'all so much for sticking around and watching. So if you haven't seen, I did this mold once before, and it turned out so cute. I did pastel mica powders, and then I put black resin in it. So it didn't really come out pastel looking because I used the black. But today I'm going to be using totally different mica powders. So we'll see how this is going to turn out. That being said, let me turn my light on here so you can see a little better because I forgot to do that. There we go. Let there be light. Okay, so let me just get that off there. I got a little bit more on there that I don't want. I feel like I clean it off and then all of a sudden more comes back on. These molds are so static electricity. Everything just sticks to it. Okay, it's about as good as it's gonna get. All right, so I am going to use some mica powders that I got. I've been using them quite a bit lately. They are from Let's Resin, and they are these chameleon powders. I'm gonna try some that I have not used yet. I'm gonna use blue, teal. Should I do blue and teal? I'm gonna start with those, and then I'm also gonna use this olive color. Here it is. I'm gonna use these three colors here, and I'm gonna pull up a picture because I kind of need a little guidance when I did it last time. Of what I'm painting and all that good stuff. So what I did here is I just pulled this picture up from Amazon, which is where I bought it, and it shows multicolor, so I can see where I need to paint, what colors I'm painting and where I'm going to paint it. So it just kind of helps me along the way when I'm doing the mica powders in there. So I got a mica powder brush that came with the kit. So we're just going to use that, and I'm going to pour, so last time I did this, like I said, I poured black. So this time I'm going to pour white and see what kind of a look I get. Alright guys, I am done getting that mica powder on there. I've got to say, this is one of the tedious molds that I have to put mica powder in. It's absolutely crazy. That took me almost a half an hour. Well, about 20 minutes because I talked to you guys for 5 minutes beforehand. So now I'm going to go mix my resin off camera real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, we are back, and I've got my resin finishing mixing up here. Again, I am using deep pour resin because my mold is more than 2 inches. So it's 3 excuse me, 2 parts A and 1 part of B. So I believe this mold holds 4 ounces the last time I did it. So I did 1 ounce of part B and 3 ounces of part A. Yes, so 3 ounces of part A and 1 ounce of part B. And I just mixed this Crafts Smart, a little bit of white in there. And last time I think I got a little bit of air bubbles in there. So I'm going to kind of squeeze this in a minute to make sure that it gets into all the pockets. I'm not going to fill it up quite all the way just yet. And I'm going to squeeze. It was down in the front and I think the top here, well, which is technically the bottom. But I want to squeeze and just make sure that it gets in there well. And yes, I was right for the first time. 4 ounces. Now I'm just going to scrape and make sure I get all of that out so that it's slightly domed. And like I said, I've mentioned in videos before that if it's not domed, it's totally fine. You just have to clean up the edges when you're done because they can be a little rough. So, but I think we're going to be okay on this one because I called that right on the money, 4 ounces. My memory was pretty good on that one. And another thing I want to mention, which I'm not always the best at, but I'm going to do it now while I don't forget. But yeah, I can't wait to see this one. So the last one I did, like I said, I used black. And it came out really cute, but it wasn't necessarily the look I was going for. So we'll see how this one turns out with the white. And that'll give you an idea of, you know, how it will turn out when you're using mica powders with the different color resins. So I'm going to let this cure up and I will come back and demold with you guys and we'll see what we think about it.